are at an undisclosed location in East Tokyo. This is Ryan and Farai, and welcome to the third episode of the How to Be a Scumbag podcast.
We are here.
Emergency situation, brief us, Ryan.
I'm not quite sure. It seems to be a state of panic here. I try to watch TV, it's just static. People are freaking out. I heard there's a missile coming from Pyongyang. We have about 39 minutes until it arrives. Slow missile.
Yeah, not the best missile technology, so me and Ryan thought the best thing we could do is record a podcast.
Yes. It's been a little bit of time since the last one. Why not do another one?
Yeah, I think it's been about 3 or 4 years. So at this point, we have done a couple of coups.
Yeah. Few coups.
Now, it's kind of surprising to me because the first coup I went to, I think, was one of the lowest attendance on record.
Right.
2017 was the biggest.
Yes.
Do you remember the exact numbers?
Well, I know there was more than... I have no idea, actually.
I think it was something like...
100, like not 100 teams, but like...
I think there was 500 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About 500 people.
Yeah, I'm
So
not
like
exactly
almost
sure.
100, almost 100 teams, basically.
Yeah, something like that. So you have a better perspective of the Japanese scene because I've only been living here for about a year now.
Right.
You know, what has been happening over the past 4 years?
Well, let's do a quick recap just for the first-time listeners, okay?
Yeah.
So, this is the How to Be a Scumbag podcast, like John said. Basically, we're two fucking guys that live in... At the moment, we live in Tokyo, and we always play Third Strike, kind of keep up with the Japanese scene. We dabble in the American scene. We don't really, I don't know much about it. I hear bits and pieces.
Yeah, I haven't played in America much in the past maybe 3 years.
Right, so we're basically already transplants here.
Yeah.
And, we're just going to discuss, last time we were talking a lot about how fucking hungover we were every single day.
Yeah, I think we'll talk a little bit about getting fucked up all the time, but we'll try to focus on Third Strike this time.
Right. Today we're just going to talk a little bit about Third Strike in Japan. We're going to talk a little bit about what's, a little quick recap of the past 4 years. Then we're going to go over the past year, what's going on, and then we're going to look toward the future, fight for the future.
Absolutely. That's always the theme of any Third Strike players. Look towards the future.
Right. Fight for it.
That's right.
Okay, so you mentioned the Cooperation Cup. It's the premier tournament in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Super Bowl of Third Strike.
Yeah.
And, the first time we came, there was probably 25 teams, I bet.
I mean, even then, it felt like such a big deal. And we're talking, this is just... Game Versus is in a repurposed office building.
Right.
So we're sitting on the 4th floor of a rather modest office building, but it felt like such a big deal. But it's gotten, 4 times as big since then. So it's just been really cool to see it grow tremendously in the span of 5 years. Our first coup was 2013.
Right.
And now here we are in 2017. And it's 500 something people.
I mean, I can't even imagine what Coop before we even came was. I wish I knew because there's really no pictures of it or anything, no video, no Twitch, no fucking whatever.
I do remember. I think 2013 was a low point, so maybe it was quite big in those days before we started going. But it's official now that this year was the biggest one, and this is Third Strike's almost 18 years old now.
Right. And how was Coop?
There's not much that you can really say to relay the feeling of being at Coop. I mean, all I can say is to continually urge foreign players to try to come out to Coop because we said this a few weeks ago. I will never miss Coop again.
Never.
Yeah, you mean I would have to be fucking homeless to miss Coop again.
I'll still get here. I'll still get here.
Yeah, take one of those, those barges that are like just transporting commercial goods,
Fuck
offer
yeah.
to sweep the poop deck,
Dude, I'm down.
or swab the poop deck, whatever the fucking phrase is, I'll do whatever it takes to get here.
So-
it's always such a good time.
In your opinion, what makes Coop different than fucking Evo?
Well, the biggest and most important thing, and it's the thing that always attracts me to tournaments of this nature, is that it's only third strike. I know it's a necessity. I mean, I have nothing bad to say about TFC, but TFC does this like Summer Jam and NEC. They kind of have to piggyback these established events, which it's just an unfortunate necessity in America. But Coop doesn't have to do it. Coop is only third strike. There's no shared time. There's no waiting for, this guy, he's got to finish his, game in Street Fighter V right now. There's none of that bullshit. Everybody's playing right then. They're ready to play. You're not waiting for anybody, Everybody's there just for third strike.
And also, I mean, it goes without saying though, but I mean, the main event, the most exciting event is going to be third strike. So
Exactly.
for us, it's like we're going to go to fucking Evo and have a third strike side tournament. That's cool. We'll have a good time, whatever. But then at the end of the day, the Street Fighter V is the one on fucking ESPN. So, yeah.
To extend your metaphor, imagine if the Super Bowl and fucking, Tom Brady is also playing in a basketball game at halftime.
Right.
That's gonna fucking totally ruin the prestige of it.
Right.
And I I understand the necessity of it in non-Japanese scenes. That it would
Logistically
be
impossible.
Yeah.
There's not enough, unless someone wants to fucking front like a couple 100,000.
Yeah. I mean, the third strike is not the NFL.
Yeah.
But you kind of feel that way when you're at Coop.
Right.
That this.
It's the big time.
Exactly.
It's a big time fucking big time show.
As much as I'll never have anything bad to say about Togeki, but Togeki was a shared stage.
Right.
I mean, they had the biggest love for third strike ever, so it's not the best analogy. And there was never a thing where two tournaments were going on at the same time. But it's just not exactly the same as Coop, where there's nothing going on except for third strike.
Yes. So any memorable events from last Coop season?
Well, to give the How to Be a Scumbag podcast flavor, a lot of it I've forgotten. I mean, our tradition is have knock back a couple of brew dogs before we even play our first match.
Yeah.
So
Basically, tell me about your Coop day. I'll tell you about mine after. It wasn't that cool. Go ahead. Tell me about the day of Coop. What did you do?
Well, I'm going to tell you 2 days, because my best Coop experience was actually 2 years ago. And this was before I moved to Japan, just a few months before I moved to Japan. I had all of my time off because I was just a tourist. I had a couple of beers. I talked to Yohei outside of Family Mart. I was really drunk, and I fucking played really good, man.
Nice.
I had like a nice, not an OCV, but I like just swiped through 3 guys, which is still my best Coop performance. And you get nervous there, man.
Yeah.
Especially for somebody that doesn't play in Japan all the time. It's really easy to get nervous.
Yeah, just to give you like a brief outline of Coop, it's pretty far from anybody's house. It's on a fucking island.
Yeah.
It's on an island, and
really bizarre man-made island.
yeah, it takes anywhere you live in Japan, it's gonna take you at least an hour to get there.
Yeah.
So the tournament starts at 10. You don't want to arrive at 10, so you're fucking leaving your house at like 8 o'clock so you can arrive at like 9:15. And I mean, that's fucking tough. I've never been a guy to wake up to play third strike.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost never the case, especially with our old Denshin tournaments, that we would start a tournament anywhere earlier than like 1 p.m.
Right.
That's
just even fucking insane.
Yeah, that's really ambitious.
Yeah.
But it would be crazy to start a 500-person tournament any earlier than 10. And I got
remember what happened last year for the pre-Coop? Or not? Yeah, pre-Coop.
yeah.
Yeah. We must have arrived at 10:20
I felt very guilty about this because Ryan was really kind, and he got me on a pre-coop Goki team with the guy that would end up, I think, winning the tournament, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I didn't even show up to play with him.
Yeah.
Because we were sitting outside of like a Sunks, convenience store drinking beers.
Oh, yeah. So that was the problem last year and the years before. Not last year, 2 years ago. Was like, I fucking told John, like, hey, man, for some reason, he flew in on Friday, so we have only Saturday was pre-coop. And, we're not drinking Friday, dude. There's no fucking way, because we got to wake up tomorrow at 8 in the morning. And then fucking what happens?
Dude, come on. I'm in Japan,
Yeah,
man.
dude, I'm here, bro. Let's get another beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And then fucking next thing you know, next morning we wake up and we're fucking feel like dog shit.
Yeah, exactly. So thankfully that wasn't a problem this year. My experience this year was really good. I didn't even go to pre-coop. Me and Nate Dogg, we got up real early. We got right onto the Psycho line. We cruised straight over there, having jokes, man, drinking some beers on the train. We were there. Well, actually, this year our team was fortunate. We didn't play until 1, so
okay.
It was no big deal at all.
Yeah, I mean, I had a good time. For some reason this year, like, we went to Ramen Jiro, the Friday before Coop.
Thursday before, because that was the night. That was the night of Tozaisen.
Right. So anyone who doesn't know Ramen Jiro, please Google it right now. It's really famous ramen in Japan. For some reason, Third Strike players love it.
Yeah.
I don't know the correlation of that and why, but there's this.
I say this as a compliment, but this shit is toxic waste. I mean, it is full of fucking fat and pork and oil. I mean, it's delicious, but it is horrible for you.
Yeah, there's like a pound of fucking noodles in there, dude. And it's like it's like $5. It's so fucking cheap.
It's unbelievable how cheap it is.
Yeah. Well, anyways, we went there, and for some reason, like, I fucking felt fine that night. And the next morning, like, I lost my fucking appetite. And I felt all weird, and I could not stop fucking shitting, man. Swear, like, I think it was just the oil just lubed up my stomach.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I remember that there's a quote I always loved, and I mean, this guy is really partial to it, is the CVS player. He always Boss would say, like, top players eat ramen. And I've heard that from other guys too. Like, just Japanese Street Fighter players love ramen, dude.
yeah. Well, who
But
doesn't?
be careful. Don't go to Ramen Jiro.
Yeah.
It's all fucking oily as it is.
Well, no, you gotta go, but don't go if you got shit to do.
Don't go 2 days before Coop.
Yeah. And for some reason, like, I was just real bad at Coop. Like, I was like, just couldn't eat, felt like fucking shit. It didn't help we were just drinking every day still, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of the problem too, is if you like drinking like us, it's always kind of hard to find that balance between keeping yourself in like fighting shape for a Street Fighter tournament and also just enjoying Tokyo nightlife.
Yeah. Well, if you don't drink, maybe it's okay. Maybe that's a bad combination.
Yeah.
So Coop was fun for me. It's always a blast.
Yeah, I think it's an essential thing. This is just like a general message, because I know there's like a lot of newer players, and they're apprehensive to like enter tournaments. Man, never wait.
Yeah.
Never wait. I think
Just jump, dude.
No, yeah, jump in the deep end. I don't care how you feel about your skill level. Just come, man.
I mean, I'm gonna give a shout out to Jonas from Montreal, Canada, who I had no idea. I never met this guy, and he just came to Coop by himself, entered the tournament, had a fucking great time. You know what I mean? Love seeing
exactly.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Bonjour.
That's one of those things that always surprises me, man. Is you meet somebody new every year.
Yep.
Like, I guess a perfect example would be like Musa.
Musa.
Guy from Dubai, and I only see him in Japan. And I always feel like, I was talking about this with a friend of ours that we met a week ago, Matt from Korea.
Right.
I feel an instant kinship with Third Strike players, man.
Yeah.
I meet you this year, and I feel like I've known you for 10 years, So maybe we don't seem like it all the time, but me and Ryan are actually pretty nice guys, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's this weird, like, I always just see it like, oh, Third Strike players are elitist, and, you know, they don't welcome new players. Like, man, just, if you come up to me and go, hey, I came, to play Third Strike, I'm not going to just be like, yeah, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Who are you? I'm going to fucking be like, oh, cool, where are you from? Yeah. I mean, what am I, a fucking monster, you know?
I think you've got the worst reputation than I do.
Well, yeah, well, what happens is my pet peeve, I was talking about this today, is people get a little too big for their britches. That really bugs me, and I end up saying a lot of mean, hateful things, but it's all out of, like, it's like fucking, just like wrestling, you know? Just
Well, it's
cutting promos, dude.
So me and Ryan always say, Ryan's the biggest heel in the American Third Strike scene. And I'd like to think I still have that face persona.
Yeah.
I'd like to think so.
Yeah,
Waiting for my bash at the beach moment where I join the outsiders.
Could be tonight.
I'm hoping not.
Could be tonight.
Yeah.
All right, well, Coop was a great time. I mean, I definitely recommend. We are about, it's May right now, so we got, 7 months till it's the next Coop?
So let's, real quick, travel advice, because we had this come up a few months ago where there was a guy in Third Strike Junkies that wanted some basic travel advice.
Right, everyone fucking jumped on his ass, but anyway.
Yeah, maybe my...
Who was that? Yeah, I think that was some fucking guy named John? I don't know, yeah.
I don't know. Well, just... Okay, I'm going to explain my thinking, and I'm going to give the total, basic guide to traveling overseas right now.
Woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Well, to me, yeah. The number one thing if you're traveling overseas, and this is not just about a trip to Japan for Third Strike, it's anything, is a lot of this you're going to have to do by yourself. And
trial and error.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they had travel agencies. I mean, they still do, but a lot of this shit you can do by yourself these days. And I'm not saying this just because I'm lazy. It's just like there's always going to be another thing that you need some guidance with. And the sooner that you start just figuring it out on your own, it's going to be that much easier for you. And it's not really that hard,
No one's going to be fucking holding your dick when you're here, so you're going to need to fucking grow up eventually.
I mean, I'm happy to help people, but I think that's the most valuable tip, is to just try to do things on your own as much as you can. And the basic thing is starting off, budget, saving a couple $100 every month.
Yeah.
If you start 8 months beforehand, you'll be fine. Budget $200 or $300, sock it away every month.
Yeah, I mean, I there's two different ways you can live when you come here too. I mean, you can do the bum route or you can do the baller route.
Yeah.
The bum route, I would say, you're not playing as much as you want, but you're still playing, and you're eating not as good as you want, but you're still eating like fucking ramen and shit.
Yep.
Yeah, $30 a day, you're fine.
$30 a day is fine. You want to budget.
That's not including room and board, though. So
no.
$30 of spending money of Third Strike and food.
If you're from the West Coast, then you're going to do a lot better on airfare. So I would say wherever you're from in the United States, budget at least $1,000 for airfare. It's going to be cheaper if you're from the West Coast. It's going to be a lot more rough if you're from the Midwest or the East Coast.
Or from other parts of Europe, it's pretty tough.
Yeah, it's hard for me to comment if you're from Europe. That's probably going to be quite a bit more expensive.
But anyways, just get here. Once you get here, it doesn't matter. So.
Yeah, exactly. We've known people that have come here with way less money than we're even telling you to come with.
And I can meet one new person this year, I'll be happy. Or next year, sorry, I'll be.
And the fortunate thing, Ryan wrote up a really nice thread on SRK, which is still a good resource with all the places to play, the places that have free play every different day of the week. So you can still play for pretty cheap. You don't need $30 a day just for Third Strike if you do it smart.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to just be able to just keep pounding coins in there because that'll add up unless you're winning. So you better start practicing a little bit.
But, that's the beauty of arcade play is you don't need to be constantly playing.
Oh, yeah,
You can watch some games like our friend James said 8 years ago. You come here and it's like YouTube Live.
Yeah.
You're watching these super high-level games that are never going to get recorded. And they're just amazing.
Yep. It's fucking finished and it's gone forever, but you saw it.
Japanese Casuals is an amazing thing to watch.
Yeah.
And to this day, I'm still amazed by it.
if I lost both my hands tomorrow, I would still just come to the arcade and watch people play.
Yeah. Just hold a beer with nubs.
Yeah. I don't even know. Just find some fucking girl to hold it for me.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, just budget your money. Find some websites that aggregate the different airfares and keep some sort of... Kayak is a good website which can email you travel prices every day.
Also, but I want to kind of like, just be careful. Don't overthink everything.
Yeah, don't overthink it.
Just be like, oh, this seems not that expensive. Fuck it, I'm buying it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, great. So hope to see some of you guys out here next year.
Absolutely.
Say what's up. We're not scary. We're not going to bite you.
No, I mean, I'm always happy to meet new people here. This year was almost too many foreigners, man. It's just, I felt like there wasn't enough time to really have a connection with everybody, and I felt bad about that,
Yeah.
But I'm happy about that. Well, I'm happy to see like so many foreigners here. It's way more than there were in 2009.
There's only 4 of us.
Yeah, exactly. It just gets bigger every year,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
Last year there must have been like 35 fucking people that stood out like a sore thumb.
Anyway, we've talked a lot about Japan. Now, one of my big regrets this year, just wasn't in the cards, is I couldn't go to the biggest American Third Strike tournament this year, which was in North Carolina, of all places.
Right.
The Fall Classic. So tell us about that.
Well, yeah, I would say it's actually the biggest Third Strike tournament since Sun Route Cup at Denjin.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, what were the numbers there? 100 people?
No, not even. I think it was...
70, 60, 50, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, 50 or 60.
So, yeah, similar to TFC. So quick rundown of TFC, I guess. I had no idea what TFC was. And then some people were asking me, are you going to TFC? And I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck that is. You're going to have to let me know. Oh, it's Tournament North Carolina. I'm like, well, what's that got to do with me in Japan? Well, anyways.
It's that old, SoCal prejudice. What's really going on over there? You know? And it turns out there's something awesome going over.
Right. Well, I already knew North Carolina had, good players.
Definitely.
Yeah. Fran, Common Sense, Face. It's kind of weird to be from that place, but I don't know. I guess there's a sick arcade. We went there. Yeah. Anyways, ended up getting a little bit of an invitation. You got to come. We're gonna have this Battle of the Titans, or Clash of the Titans, sorry, which is the top American big boys battling out in the deep end. So I flew out, went all the way to North Carolina from Tokyo, and that fucking flight was the worst shit ever. I felt so bad, just hurting, hungover, drunk at the same time. Yeah, just on an airplane for 2 days. Finally fucking get to North Carolina. Great place, actually. Never been to the East Coast, never been to the South, so it's, 2 birds in 1 stone. We had a good time. Yeah, Lost Ark Arcade, shout out to them. The first night I got there, I went to Lost Ark, which is an arcade in North Carolina.
Sounds awesome.
Dude, yeah. The fucking owner, I forgot his name, really sorry, but he let us play at his arcade until 5 in the morning.
Wow, that was a rare thing for even Denjin.
Right, so I must have played 150 games that night.
Wow.
And I was jet lagged as fuck, but beer powers you up, so.
Absolutely.
Next day, we went to the fucking North Carolina, I think it was in Raleigh, a couple hours away from Lost Ark. It was great, man. We had, from Japan, I flew out, fucking Phil flew out, people from West Coast, Bean, 5-star, people from New York, fucking Nika, whatever, Frankie, you got fucking NorCal people, everyone came out. A guy named Johnny from the UK even came, Niaban from Paris came, so it was really international.
Yeah.
The fucking best part about that tournament was the hotel. It was really big that it was at. There was a Hilton or something, I think. They had a bar there, and the cabs were 24 hours. Tell me in a tournament where the cabs are 24 hours.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing.
So, yeah, it was a great time. I played so much Third Strike that weekend. Met all the good old boys, Had a great time. The tournament was competitive. There was fucking people were watching. It was intense. I saw people get salty. I saw people get fucking, miffed.
That sounds like 2009 again.
It was fucking a blast from the past.
Yeah.
Of course, I knew I was going to win before I went. and it was no problem. But you know, I play against the best people in the world on a regular basis. It's pretty hard, so he's the best character also. So sorry about that.
That's gotta help, I imagine.
Yep. And yeah, this year they're doing it again. Oh yeah, sorry. Shout out to Exodus, by the way. He fucking runs this show. And
oh yeah, I mean, I gotta say, you know, I can't give enough props to Exodus. You
Right.
know, all I did was, you know, watch replays, but like to put this entire thing together, and I gotta say, there's two really big difficulties when you run an event. Now, this is one thing I never did when I ran events at Dension, was put on an exhibition. And you know, exhibitions are magnets for controversy.
oh god.
You know,
Yeah.
who is playing in this exhibition? By what standards are they playing in this exhibition? I know this was a big source of controversy last year. I mean, I'm not going to comment on who was right or who was wrong. I just got to say, you know, that's a difficult thing to do. You know.
Nah, someone's always gonna get fucking bent if you. I'm gonna run a fucking exhibition. You could be with fucking, you know. Oh, we have two guests. We have Ricky Morrow and fucking Niaban from two parts of the different parts of the earth. Yeah, they're coming in here. We're gonna have an exhibition. Ooh, what the fuck, man? I'm fucking better Makoto than he is. But fuck off, man. You know, like.
It reminds me of the old days when they would do those. Now, I mean, I have vague familiarity with it, but when they would do those regional Marvel 2 tournaments at Evo.
Oh god,
and
people were fucking bent, dude.
That was the most ruthless thing, you know? And it just, it always gave me this appreciation for it. When you run an exhibition, you are just
asking for it.
You're
dude.
attracting heat,
Yeah.
X-Pac heat, dude.
Dude.
You know, it always is going to happen. That's why I never wanted to ever do exhibitions personally.
I never thought about that, but you know, after so if anyone doesn't know, Exodus announced the top 5 players are going to play in a round robin tournament, and you know, he picked the fucking top 5 players, well, pretty much. But you know, in America, there's probably like 4 people that are kind of established, and then that last 5th spot is a little bit tough it's arguable to some people. I know who I think is 5th, but I'm not gonna fucking, doesn't matter to me. But people want that spot.
Of course.
And
That's totally legitimate too.
Yeah.
I understand where they're coming from. You know, everybody has their own opinion on skill levels.
Yeah.
You know, that changes all the time.
But I mean, Exodus is no slouch, but I guess there was some certain people that were like really fucking bent about him being in there. I personally think that would have been fine. He would have been a fucking good fit. He's not going to get fucking raped or anything. He's a fucking good player, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, well, that was a big fucking shit pot. Ended up being all right. There was 2 exhibitions in the end. Me versus Lloyd, Anika, and then Yuki versus fucking Yi 5-star. Yeah, it was good.
Enjoyable sets to watch.
So we had
without a
3
doubt.
good events. We had the fucking teams, which had like everyone. Well, we had 4 events. We had the fucking generals, which was sick. We had the fucking teams, which was sick. We had the singles, which was amazing. And then we had fucking the exhibitions. And then, yeah, finally, shout outs to fucking Carson, Exodus, and Lance for helping me to get out there last year, because I wasn't really going to go, but they really fucking, you know.
Yeah, good guys.
You know, I don't even like flying, so like, oh, you want to come to this tournament? Spend like 2 days on a plane. I'm like, dude, I can go to fucking 5 minutes from my house and play in Koenji, you know?
Yeah.
So it was tough, but it was cool. I could see everyone, had a good time. And they're doing it again this year.
Yep.
There's no exhibitions planned. I think Exodus learned his lesson there.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's enjoyable for the spectators, but at the same time, I always feel like tournaments. I know most people are not going to agree if you play Street Fighter V, but tournaments are for the people that play the tournaments. They're not for the spectators.
yeah, I 100% against playing to the spectators. The tournament, it matters about people that are there.
Yep.
If, you know, that's the main point. That's what makes people want to come, so.
Absolutely.
And, you know, recently there's been a lot of talk about, like, you know, let's do this at TFC. Let's do some new event. And I don't see what the point of that is, because last year was the most successful tournament it possibly could have been. You don't fucking change something that's not broken, you know, with whatever that saying is. Sorry, I'm drinking right now, a little buzz, but you don't fix a broken wheel. I don't know.
I don't know the colloquialism myself, but I know where you're coming from.
Don't fix it if it's not broken,
Yeah, exactly. I understand both sides of it. You want to move forward, but you also don't want to, fuck with what's worked in the past. So, I mean, it's at this point, still nearly 4 months off. So we'll see what ends up actually happening. I mean, I'm totally open to the idea. Well, I'm not going to say anything because my days of organizing tournaments are behind me.
Thank God.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to do it ever again. So I'm not trying to give Exodus advice. When I was involved in Sun Route, it was an effort of 12 different engine players. And it seems like Exodus almost does this completely by himself.
Dude, yeah, he brought this giant fucking supercomputer.
Yeah,
it was insane. It was the size of a small car.
So, yeah, I mean, we made our decisions on Sun Route it was like a council, so any sort of bad decision is going to fall on the shoulders of a group of people. He's got to deal with whether things are successful or unsuccessful completely, on his own shoulders.
Right.
So I have one thing that we'll get into soon as far as my advice about the tournament, but as far as changing things at all, I don't really have anything to say to him.
No, I mean, you run teams, singles, the generals is fucking fun,
I think,
There you go. You got 3 events that it's fine. You don't even, exhibition's great, but, like I said, people are going to get, like you said, people are going to get fucking butthurt, and you don't want people getting butthurt.
Yeah. Always tends to happen.
Yeah. No, I mean, last year the Titans were announced, and I wasn't on there, and oh, you're going to come anyways, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'm not going to it doesn't bother me that I'm not playing in their Titans tournament, because I don't have any history with them. They have, their online, shit they wanted to settle. That's fine. I don't fucking belong there,
It's kind of one of the hard things these days is there was such a consistent tournament scene, about 8 or 9 years ago, where you could really use up-to-date tournament results to determine how this tournament format should be designed, and it's quite a bit more difficult these days.
And also, in the end, tournaments don't matter that much anymore because, it's fucking sick. Last weekend there was 60 people that played at some tournament, and I don't know where it was. But it all depends about now, who the player base is. You got to have all the big boys there, or your seventh place finish doesn't mean fucking jack shit. So that's just my fucking being a winner talk.
Well, no, I'll say that as somebody who hopes for a 7th place finish. Is 7th place doesn't mean garbage.
Well, I've always told Lance this is Lance focuses a lot on well, I got fucking 13th. I got fucking I got 6th, whatever. Doesn't matter about place unless you get first place. You're the champion. All that matters is who you lost to.
Mm-hmm.
If you lost to fucking 2 people that got 1st and 2nd place, then you are 3rd place, basically.
Yeah.
And if you lost to fucking the guy that just fucking scrubbed you out really bad, you scrubbed out, whatever. I don't know this fucking slogan of the saying of that, but if you lost to some random fool, then you need to improve. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Feel bad about that.
Yeah, even if you got 4th place.
Yeah.
If you beat a bunch of jobbers on the way there, it doesn't matter.
Fucking A, that's what I'm saying. I've always been saying that. It doesn't matter. You need to fucking leave the tournament if you lose and you say, okay, who did I lose to? Okay, this person. Should I beat them? And if you say maybe not, they're better than me, then you should feel satisfied.
Well, I didn't want to bring it up just now, but this is a good segue, as I wanted to talk about tournament seeding.
Tournament seeding.
Now,
what is tournament seeding? It's fucking simple, but people don't really get it, I feel like.
Yeah, I think people maybe sometimes have a misconception of tournament seeding. Now, as somebody that's ran tournaments in the past, this is the basic theory with tournament seeding, is you want a good finals, you want the good top 8. You want the good top 5, top, what I mean? When we ran tournaments at Denjin, we wanted to avoid first round Yi versus Pyro Lee.
Yeah, it's stupid.
That's absurd. But okay, here's it. So the corollary there is tournament seeding is not to have a really legitimate, 7th place. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. He had an easy way to top 8. Fuck top 8. Doesn't matter, dude.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Now, you can make an argument if it's like a 200-person tournament.
And the top 8 gets paid or something.
Yeah.
But that's stupid too anyways.
Now, second point, and this is my only advice to Exodus, but hey, man, don't take it. I love you, Exodus. Is I always felt when you write tournament rules, seeding rules should be transparent.
Yeah.
It should not be an evaluation of the TO. Their sort of holistic kind of, I think this guy's good, so he should be seeded. Because that's way too open to argument.
Yeah.
Now, I know sometimes that's necessary, but
Jesus Christ, the fucking missile's coming.
That's right.
Coming early.
We might have to hurry up with this podcast before we all get the fucking Terminator 2 nuke treatment
now.
that
shit gave me nightmares as a kid.
Yeah,
the mom on the fence.
Oh,
Sarah
horrible.
Connor. Yeah.
So.
No, John.
This is my suggestion, and I'll probably get some argument with him or something in the next few days on the line. My suggestion: last year's top 4 should get seeding for this year's top 4. This year's TFC. What do you think?
Oh, that's easy.
I think that's the simplest way to do it. Now, you can disagree that that's the way to do it, but those rules are black and white. Because if you say, it's just kind of my evaluation of who's the top 4 best, then people will argue, no, you're wrong about this. This guy beat so-and-so in tournament.
I'm better than that guy.
Yeah, but if it's just these are the guys who got top 4 last year, well, you can't argue about that.
Dude, and the whole fucking point of seeding, also, not the whole point, but the big picture of it is you're going to face someone good eventually.
Of course.
And if you face someone good first round and you're fucking, like, if I had to play Nika first round, it'd be so stupid because one of us is going to go to finals. It could be me, it could be him, or no, sorry, go to losers. And then I'm going to just run through everybody in losers, and it's fucking easy for me too.
Yeah.
So it's also an easy way to top 8, but I don't give a fuck about top 8. I'm trying to win that shit. So people need to fucking stop focusing on seeding. Who gives a fuck about that?
I can only say I've never met somebody who has legitimate chance at winning a tournament who's complained about seeding.
Yeah. Has Pyro ever told you, like, I'm not seeded?
Never.
He doesn't give a fuck,
Never.
So, yeah, my advice would I agree with you, actually. Top 4, I didn't think about that, but it's a good idea.
I mean, it's always going to depend, if for whatever reason 200 people show up for TFC Third Strike, then you're going to need to seed more people than that.
Yeah.
But I'm imagining no more than a 64-man bracket. I don't think you need more than 4 seeds there.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. You can make an argument for 8 seeds in a 64-man bracket, and you can make a decent argument. But I'm just saying, for the most transparent rule set with the most limited amount of room for argument, that I think that's the best way to do it. But you know what? It's Exodus's tournament.
Yeah.
It's Exodus's tournament. Do it however you want, buddy. You're doing the fucking best Third Strike tournament there is in America right now, and I don't know better than you.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
It's the best tournament. I mean, not only for, it doesn't matter about Exodus. I mean, of course it matters, but I mean, just the fact that the fucking Cavs were there all night and we can just play, and the fucking the main organizer of TFC, Big Eric, this giant dude, so fucking nice. Like, we were just drinking at the bar. He's like, come over here, let me get some Third Strike love, it's fucking sick. Let me buy you a shot,
Yeah.
So that's fucking awesome. We're gonna have a good time there. Are you going?
I'm gonna be there.
All right.
This year I'm gonna be there. I'm going back to
I'm going too.
America in about a week.
I think we're gonna team together.
That's right.
We need a third though.
That's right. So we're looking for our Hulk Hogan right now.
Please, if you are interested, submit your resume to.
Right now, so the outsiders at thirdstrikescumbags.com.
Yep. Send some pictures of your girlfriend. for points, yeah.
Yeah, preferably nudes.
Preferably, yeah, really dirty pictures.
Yeah, raunchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be great. I really want to kind of not focus on it, but I just want to say one thing is like, there's a little bit of some people are, I don't want to say jealous, but I'm going to say jealous that Exodus made this tournament and it ends up being really successful. And they either choose not to go or they do go and they're not happy. I don't know. Like, we need to appreciate what we have. We're playing a fucking 18-year-old game, for God's sakes. There's fucking 64 grown men chose to go there in North Carolina. I mean, there's like 10 people from there, but everyone else came there, spent money. It's fucking great, man. Like, don't focus on bad shit. Don't be a fucking negative Nancy. Don't be a wet blanket. No one likes a wet blanket. You're not going to be fucking warm. You know? There's a reason why that's a fucking phrase, you know? Imagine just so cold and your blanket's wet.
That's why I always use the dryer on my blanket.
No, dude. So, I want everyone to have a good time.
Yeah.
And I don't care about, he shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have done this. Like, forget it, man. It's a good time anyways. We're all chilling together. Everyone's having a blast.
Well, there's one thing I wanted to comment on, and this is a little bit of a tangent, but it's related, I think. You know, I've been thinking a lot for years, what do you do to keep your local third strike scene together? We kind of just abandoned things. We went to Japan.
Yeah, I jumped ship.
Exactly, But what kept us connected to the players in San Diego? What kept us connected to the players in Los Angeles? Why is North Carolina a place to play third strike? And it really dawned on me about 6 months ago. North Carolina knows it implicitly. It took me a while to get there. Is these guys know it's about friends, man.
It's about friends.
Yeah, those guys know it. Like, every North Carolina player I've met is so friendly. They're just like, wow, you play third strike, that's great, dude. Let's drink some beers, let's play some games, let's have some laughs, man. And it really makes me think, like, that's why North Carolina's perfect.
Yeah, like just the other day, they were like, oh, I wish you could come to our barbecue. Like, what barbecue? Like, oh, every 4th of July we have a third strike barbecue where we play third strike and eat fucking hot dogs,
Yeah, that's great, man.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Might even go there this year for fucking 4th of July.
Why not?
Do some firecrackers. Fucking Bart Simpson.
It reminds me.
Put it in the mailbox.
I mean, it was not a regular thing, but we used to do kind of the same thing in San Diego.
Right.
Is we would do some barbecues. We would play third strike all day. We'd get drunk as fuck. And it's like they were doing the same thing. It was nobody influenced each other, but they've been doing this for years. Every 4th of July, they get it.
The main focus. It all comes down to friends, man.
Yeah, I really saw it this year with the New York guys too. Is they were together with each other all the time. Like, they understand, like, we're here for our boys, Yeah. And that's as important as playing the game. It's the guys that you play it with.
Actually, I lived in Japan for 5 years, and for the first 2 years, I was fucking solo by myself. Like, I didn't have friends, and I used to go to Versus. It was a blast. I fucking loved it, but at the end of the day, like, I would leave the arcade like, man, I wish I could fucking talk to somebody, fucking Loserville. I have no friends, like,
yeah.
Of course, Japanese players are friendly, they're talking to me, but it's not like my boys,
Yeah.
And they can't, like, oh, John got hit by some dumbass shit, and we laugh at him, That's fucking fun. Sorry.
Now you get to do that every night.
Yeah. So, yeah. I agree. You want a third strike scene? Make it fucking your friends,
Yeah, it's especially, it's easier with the people that you've been friends with for years. But when I bring up North Carolina because I see them doing it with new players, and they're pairing them up with players that have been around for a while.
They go out to eat and shit,
Yeah, they're making them feel welcome and part of something that's been established for a long time.
Yeah.
That's the fucking key, dude.
I mean, you can't just be like, oh, you got to practice up. You got to get as good as us. No, like, dude, you got to fucking just be like, hey, let's fucking hang out. We're going to go drink. We're going to eat some fucking good food. And we're going to, like, talk about third strike. And then, we might play after if we can. If we can't, we'll play next week, and we're gonna just keep doing that.
I know some SoCal guys would disagree because that was the ethic was completely opposite. It was like, we don't even want to be your friend until you can like get a game off of it.
Well, yeah. And back then, it's kind of okay because there were so many players.
You could afford it.
Yeah.
But yeah, these days, I bet even some of those SoCal guys might still disagree with me. I don't know. It was such a like you earn your way into the circle, but I don't think that's the way to do it anymore.
So we should probably start wrapping this up.
Absolutely.
Let's start the conclusion of this. How to be a scumbag. Anything you want to talk about right now? Any last words? We're gonna die in fucking 10 minutes. So
that's right. We'll talk about the future of Third Strike as if we're going to see it.
Yeah.
We're not
going to see it, but everyone else will.
Yeah, you're gonna leave your comments on YouTube, but we'll never read them. We're dying in a nuclear holocaust pretty soon.
Yeah. Up to that free play in the sky.
Exactly. I don't know how this is ever going to get uploaded. I guess that's kind of a miracle. We've got a really good producer today, so he can do it from heaven or hell, wherever he ends up.
Well, yeah. So if anyone didn't check out, there's a new Third Strike interview thing that Phil did. Phil's also doing this right now, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Picked up by Kotaku, has like 20,000 views.
Yep.
20,000 people are seeing our mugs.
Yep. It reminds me of now years ago. Rennick did this good video where he captured like a going away tournament for him, and it was kind of this like really good insider look at like playing at Denshin. Now this is the same kind of thing. Like Phil really did a really good job of capturing what it is to be a Gaijin player in Tokyo. I can't recommend it enough. Not just because we're in it.
Yeah, check me out, dude. I'm so sick.
It feels like kind of a jerk off recommending something that I'm in and Ryan's in and we're all in and that Phil made. But it's to me it's. I remember Phil told us this was his goal was to kind of soften the idea of coming to Japan, that it's not that intimidating.
Yeah.
That us 5 fucking bums, none of us are fucking rich, dude.
Someone was like, yo, these guys are fucking rich. Like, dude, you should see what the fuck we eat sometimes.
We're a bunch of fucking bums, man. So if we could figure it out, and not just coming here as tourists, but like living here, you can come here for 2 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, I sacrificed a lot to move here. I mean, for like the first 2 years I was here, I lived in like a closet. I was eating like fucking garbage. Like, I lost like 30 pounds, yeah. But, I wanted to do it, so it's not easy.
This is not 1980s Tokyo. It's really affordable.
Yeah.
You can do it.
But yeah, for the future, I really like the way that France tournament worked out. Maybe I can go there next year. I don't know.
Yeah. I gotta say, I remember my perspective of Third Strike when Denshin closed, and I thought, God, we are on life support.
Yeah.
I just hope that there's one more year. And
right.
Here we are in 2017.
That was like 4 years ago.
Yeah, I feel like the announcement of the next coup is inevitable.
Inevitable.
Yeah.
It'll come. It always comes a little bit late, but it'll come.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for me, for your plans, you're going to TFC, you're going to go to EVO, you're going to have a good time.
That's right, yeah.
You're going to go to Coop, so that's your 3 big tournaments this year.
Yeah,
I'm not going to make EVO. I'm going to go to TFC, and I'm also going to go to Dubai in November.
That's fucking cool,
with Boss.
That's really
cool. A little
cool.
teaser there.
Yeah.
Me and Boss are going to go to Dubai.
Yeah.
We're going to play some Third Strike. We're going to have a tournament. It's going to be fucking sick. Check it out. Hopefully it's streamed. If not, there'll be videos. I'm pretty sure it'll be streamed.
I'm sure, yeah. Those guys got it sorted over there.
Right.
Shout outs to Dubai Third Strike.
Shout outs to Dubai Third Strike. Shout outs to fucking North Carolina. Shout outs to New York. Those guys keep it real. They got their like new setup in some like computer repair shop.
Yeah, it looks dope. Yeah, shout outs to Texas
Who the
Third
fuck?
Strike.
I never even fucking knew a computer repair shop still exists. But
I know.
That's cool though.
I mean, there's.
Hey, fix my fucking laptop.
I'm missing an M key.
Yeah, my M key fell out. I jacked off on my keyboard. Yeah.
Shout outs to UK Third Strike.
UK,
Shout outs to
UFO,
French Third Strike. Yeah, UFO.
Italy.
Italy. Yeah, Fran was here just a few weeks ago.
Right.
I mean, I feel bad. There's scenes I'm not even aware of these days. I mean, it's like new players are popping up in 2017. That's
Right.
wild. So, if you're not hopeful about Third Strike,
And you know, a good
you're
person.
not paying attention.
If you think you're not going to be good at Third Strike because everyone's too good, you should watch Shinta play. Shinta was on my pre-coup team, and he's also been playing like these high exhibitions. He's like fucking 21 years old, and he started playing like 2 or 3 years ago, and he's like so sick already.
Unbelievable.
I mean, yeah, you're not going to get good in 5 months, but if you
yeah.
spend like a couple years, you can be fucking sick too.
Well, even then, I will say, you know, I've played exclusively on arcade. I'm the biggest dickhead arcade-only motherfucker. But one of our best boys is the perfect example for getting good online. Is fucking Uke Dog.
Yeah,
You know, you can get good online. I'm eating my words. I would have never said that in 2010. You know, Yuki's leagues better than me.
But there's a really big but to that situation. Is you do have to play offline sometimes because it is a different game.
Yeah. But it'll take you a lot farther than I would have ever admitted 5 years ago.
Right. Shout outs to fucking Cam. He's the online fucking talk right now. So
So I've heard.
Yeah.
So I've heard.
Shout out to
I almost wish I played Xbox Live.
Hey, it's so
to
bad.
be privy to a little bit of that.
It's terrible for me at least. But yeah, we have a good time talking a little shit.
Nah, I'll never say anything bad about online players again.
That's all. If that's all you got, it's all you got. You know.
Anybody that's still playing Third Strike, I've got love for you.
Yep.
And you know, even if you're listening to this and you're red in the face and you think we're a couple of fucking cocksuckers, I got love for you because you're listening to this because you played Third Strike.
Right. And maybe we can. You know, it's been 4 years since we did this. Maybe we can do another one at TFC. Maybe we can do that. We're gonna rendezvous there. Do a little.
Hey, if Phil Dog's there,
Yep. We can do a little.
we can do that.
Phildo.
Yeah.
Bust
exactly.
out the Phildo and
Phildo Baggins.
turn it on. Starts vibrating. Yeah.
That's right, man.
Lick it. Yeah. All right. Well, this is it. We're
That's
gonna
pretty
die.
good.
Actually, yeah, we're gonna die. Actually, so we ain't going to TFC. Fuck everyone.
Yeah, we were just bullshitting. We're dead. So if you do hate us, then take heart because
We'll be there in spirit.
yeah, we're fucking. By the time you're listening to this, we're 6 feet under.
Yep. All right. See you later, guys. See you in hell.
Yeah, peace out.